What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and today we'll be talking about SpaceX yet again. SPCX. Didn't expect to make a video on it today, but we're going to do it because here we are sitting at about $201, $202 as of yesterday's close. Pre-market's sitting at $209. Every day that this stock has existed so far, which isn't many, it's been like 3 days, we have been positive in the pre-market, and afterwards we've actually moved up, we've gapped up. So I wouldn't be surprised if we saw that here. I wouldn't be surprised at all if we did potentially even interact with this $220 level again and maybe higher. We are at a $2.6 billion market cap right now. Let's see, yeah, $2.6 billion valuation. To get to $3 billion, how much would that be? That'd be like a 10% increase. No, be like a little bit more than a 10% increase, right? So something over here. This is around the $3 billion valuation marker. Sorry, $3 trillion valuation marker. So that's probably why we found resistance up here. Is that psychological level of resistance on the market cap basis? $3 trillion. It's a lot of money, guys. And I mean, who knows? Maybe it exceeds that. Maybe we continue to grow, but I would be surprised at this point if we got too much higher than this level here. I do think that's the peak. Perhaps we form a lower high today. Perhaps we form a double top at some point. But my expectation is that SpaceX will, in time, go down. We'll probably see a lot of volatility. That's what you get with stocks like this that are highly anticipated, that are watched very heavily, that have a lot of retail investment in them. You see a lot of volatility. And what do I mean? I mean, tomorrow, the next day, next week, whatever, you might see the price dump down. And then over the weeks to come, you might see it come back up all the way back to where it started before it dumped. If you just held, you would have been fine. You could have sold here, whatever. And then it sells off again. And then it pumps. And then it sells. And then it sells some more. And then it pumps. And it does some volatile stuff. We're going to see some wacky stuff from this thing. It'll be very tradable if you're keeping your eye on it, at least I believe. But the main essence of this video is not to talk about trading it. It's more to talk about selling. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, or at least to avoid buying, because most people are probably not in the position to sell. They're in the position to buy. I think it's a terrible time to buy. I think it's a terrible time to hold. If you have 10-year plus expectations with SpaceX, sure, it'll probably grow in value from there. But why would you want to buy it here whenever there's a high chance, a very high chance, that it will drop around, if not below, $100? It'll probably go that low, guys. It probably will over time. It's not going to happen this next week or this next month, but beyond my own beliefs in that, because we have no technical, we have no charts really to base this claim off of. It's just my opinion based on my 11 years of experience now doing technical analysis and analyzing charts, analyzing markets, stuff like that. I've just been doing this for quite some time, so call it a gut instinct that I think that we are at an overvalued price right now. I think, again, long term, $3 billion is cheap for SpaceX. I think this is a company that has a serious amount of potential to potentially be the largest stock by market cap in the world at some point. But for right now, I do think, IPO, I think we're a little bit overvalued. The reason why, I think another good reason as to why we might expect some selling off here is that SpaceX did acquire Cursor, or they're signing a merger agreement. I think it's still in the works, but they're going to be acquiring Cursor for $60 billion. Now, $60 billion compared to Elon Musk's $1 trillion, it's a drop in the bucket, right? It's not too much. That's what, like 6%? That's not too much. Nobody wants to lose 6%, but 6%, that's of his overall net worth. For SpaceX, what the market cap is about $3 trillion. That's even less so of a drop in the bucket. But $60 billion is still a lot, guys. Even for a market cap of $3 trillion, that's a lot. And it's no mistake, and it feels as though it's by design, that this happened after. This merger didn't happen before SpaceX was publicly listed. It happened after. So where do you think this $60 billion from SpaceX is going to come? Probably from here, probably from their overvalued stock at the top. And that's great, because what's happening here is that, yes, this will add to the value of SpaceX. It will. As time goes on, it absolutely will. But short term, this quote unquote good news, if people are receiving it as good news, I think actually would more likely create some selling pressure. It would actually very much create some selling pressure. So I think it's no coincidence that this happened yesterday. This happened the day or two after SpaceX's first day of listing, its IPO. I think it's no mistake that that's happened at all. I think that they're using their stock to acquire this. They're probably leveraging their stock to acquire this, or some kind of something to do with that, I would assume. So again, selling pressure from the organization itself that's holding the stock. And maybe they're not selling the stock. Elon said he's not selling any of his stock, but he has stock. SpaceX might have stock. There might be some, like, I don't know how it all works, but I would assume again that there's no coincidence here that it happened after the IPO, after the listing. So my assumption is this will just be more fuel to the fire. That and overhyped valuations here. I don't expect that SpaceX will see prices above. Come on now, give me the horizontal line. That it'll see prices above 225, or that if it does, it won't be too much higher above the 225 level. Perhaps we do move up again above 220 or somewhere around here. We could see a double top. We could see a lower high. We could see a slightly higher high, something like that. But I don't expect that we move up too much more. We probably are at this tipping point, and when things sell off, it'll probably be very intense at first. So my suspicion is we'll see volatility along the way. We don't really have much in the way of technical capabilities with the charts here. So from a low to a high, I mean, what if we find resistance up here? Maybe we find support at 193. We kind of meander our way down to 175, 170. There seems to be a little bit of significance there. The chart is way too new to be doing any kind of reliable technical analysis on, so I'm not too worried about this here. But looking at it on the 15-minute time frame, I swear I have it where I should be able to see the pre-market stuff too. Let me see. Session extended. Yeah, that's what I want. There we go. Especially because this is tradable on a lot of DEXs, decentralized exchanges. So it really is kind of like a 24-hour market with this thing. I definitely want to be paying attention to this. I think this chart will be more reliable. We look at this here from a low to a high, because there's hundreds of millions of dollars going into this thing in the after hours and pre-hour markets because of DEXs, and obviously the exchanges too. But I think there's even more on these DEXs than there is here. Yeah, I mean, compared to this, the volume here that I'm looking at, this is nothing compared to what's going on with the DEXs in crypto. So $209 now. You hit your 382, came up to your 236. You probably come down to your golden ratio zone, which is at the high area of where you first IPO'd. So yeah, 176, 180. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a dump like that happen maybe today. Sometime this week, we saw a significant drop down there. We probably see some volatility along the way, and then inevitably we will go down to prices at around 140 to 126, and that probably happens, within the next month or months from now. I don't expect that it's just going to be a straight dump all the way down. It probably will be methodical, and it'll take its time. But I've spent enough time talking. I'm done talking. I don't have anything else to say. So hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. Do expect some volatility going into the open here, which from the time of this video will be about 15 minutes from now. And I suspect that we should be seeing some selling off coming in over either the coming days or the coming weeks. Take care. Bye-bye.